Theo here, and this is PTV News Now. At the top of today's major events, we go local and down south to a mining village in the newly created province of Davao de Oro, where a landslide struck Tuesday, killing at least 5 people whose lifeless bodies were pulled from the mud while engulfing 2 mining shuttle buses with 28 passengers aboard, along with a number of houses in the mining village. 8 people aboard the buses managed to escape before the mud buried the 2 mining shuttle buses. Meanwhile, 31 villagers were reported to have sustained varying degrees of injuries, to include 2 seriously hurt individuals who were airlifted to a Davao City hospital for immediate treatment. At least 285 families from Masara and 4 nearby villages left their homes on forced evacuation, even as roads remain impervious to vehicular traffic and cell phone communications and/or services are non-existent. Pounding rain has battered much of the southeastern Mindanao over the past few weeks and left villages underwater and thousands holed up in emergency shelters thus far. She's Blanco, not albino. She moves clumsily and clueless, and her face dirty all over, and yet everyone who meets and sees her can't help but fall in love. She's Lucy, a relatively new resident of the Cerzat Zoo in northern France, where she was born in November and has since captured the hearts of her keepers and zoo visitors. Lucy is a southern white rhinoceros, a subspecies of the white rhino, which is considered endangered and constantly under threat. There are roughly 16,000 southern white rhino subspecies in existence. Next to the elephant, the white rhinos are the largest terrestrial mammals around. POTUS Joseph Biden's poll numbers are still on the slide despite the great jobs numbers report of late and the stock market on a surge since the last 2 weeks. Still, these latest positive developments have not translated into public satisfaction, but instead numbers that aren't only low but also continues to tank. PTV correspondent Jorge Bandola tries to make sense of the numbers in this report.
To hear the Biden administration tell it, the U.S. economy is on an upswing.
Over the past 3 years, President Biden and I have lowered costs, created opportunity, and are building an economy that works for working people. We have created more than 14.5 million new jobs, increased wages for tens of millions of Americans. Today, consumer confidence is up, and consumer spending is an all-time high. And although we have more work to do, let us be clear, America's economy continues to be the strongest in the world.
The head of the U.S. Central Bank, which fiercely maintains its independence from political pressure, agrees.
We feel like inflation is coming down. Growth has been strong. The labor market is strong. What we're trying to do is identify a place where we're really confident about inflation getting back down to 2% so that we can then begin the process of dialing back the restrictive level.
But a new poll from research firm Ipsos shows that a rising number of American voters don't buy it. And that's hurting Biden's re-election chances.
Biden is entering into 2024 in a weakened position. We have him at this point at 38% approval rating. And that's important because based on our experience, our historical experience, a sitting president at 40% approval rating or better has better than a 50-50 chance of winning the next election.
Voters' top issue, Young says, is the economy, and not the bigger trends, but the nickels and dimes.
Peel that onion away, and they're really worried about inflation.
South Carolina's Democratic voters overwhelmingly supported Biden in a recent primary. But even supporters say they feel the pinch.
Groceries are high, higher than we've seen in a while. Gas is also, but what I'm encouraged by is mortgage interest rates are beginning to go down.
That, Young says, is a new spin off the Clinton-era political saying that American voters share one priority. It's the economy, stupid.
It's the inflation, stupid. And by the way, we really don't know how inflation behaves relative to politics, relative to public opinion. We haven't had a lot of experience in the United States in the last few generations with high rates of inflation.
Donald Trump has touted his economic acumen to voters on the campaign trail. The former president, however, is facing 4 criminal cases and a civil judgment over alleged business fraud, in which he's accused of wildly inflating his net worth. Is that likely to sway voters whose minds appear to be already made up? The world will find out in November. Anita Powell, VOA News, the White House.
And we have come to the end of the show. We hope you join us anew tomorrow, same time in the afternoon and same place on your remote and browser. And always keep in mind to get smart, keep fit, be kind, and stay connected while you catch the news right here.